What's up, everyone? All right, this is part 2 of our video of the GLSS Pro passenger side. So we've already built the lower box. And again, this is the box that you can put a wood top, a cushion, or just a cushion on. You can bolt an H2O storage box to it as well. And then now we're gonna do an assembly of the upper storage box along with the desk. So this is the desktop. So we're gonna put the desktop on there, and then that way we have a full-on upper cabinet with a pull-out desk when you're sitting here on the driver's side. So basically you should have, in this kit, you should have 5 boxes. So we have a door box, we have a bungee box, we have the ends, and then we have the floor that goes in there, and then of course the top. I'm gonna put the top to the side, and then I'm gonna go ahead and assemble this lower box. Once I get all this assembled and ready to go, I will bolt it down to the lower storage box. And then we will put the cabinet on top, the desktop on top, and then I'll put it inside, and then we'll go ahead and install it. And then the next video, the third installment, will be the H2O storage box, me assembling that, and then bolting that to this system as well. So let's get started. So this is the ends, and if you've watched the videos of the driver's side or the passenger side, and you've either added this down the road, which is great with our Pro Series now, is you can buy just that and start with that, and then later down the road, if you want a desktop, then you can buy this system, assemble this, and bolt it right on top. So it's very similar. You're gonna have your ends, you're gonna have your centerpiece. So you'll have 2 ends and a centerpiece, and then all the nuts and bolts and tools. We give you a little wrench and a hex wrench in here to assemble it all. When you're opening this, please be careful. You don't want to scratch any of our aluminum, or if it's a cushion, or if it's a wood top. I like to, obviously you can set this, but I just like to put my finger in there like so. Just kind of use that as the guide and open. I'll get everything out before I start ripping off all this protective foam. This is the passenger upper door. It'll have keys, so when you're taking and ripping all this stuff apart, just be aware that if you did order a door, the keys will be taped onto there. Better to find them now than have to go out and look in the trash days later. So again, see that? It's impossible. I'm gonna go in and rip anything when I put my finger in there like that. All right, passenger, and then let's open this up while we got the knife out. And these will be the bottoms, so nothing falls through. And if you were trying to actually stack something that was, you know, yay high and didn't want to put the bottom in, you don't have to put these bottoms in either. It's funny, if you've ever opened up any stuff from Canyon in the past, you'll realize half of our stuff, it takes more time unpackaging them and getting all the protective cardboard and foam off of them than it does to assemble them. This will take a little bit longer though. So I'll get these opened, and should be 2 panels in there. There's one floor panel and the other one. And we'll put these off to the side because this will be one of the last things that we do when we get ready to bolt everything to the lower cabinet. All right, so let's start with, let's do the bungee first. We'll do the bungee on the right side. We'll kind of match what we have going on there. And as we put these together, I'll talk about it and show you that you can take and arrange your system how you want. So if you ordered a bungee, I really like the bungees. You know, a lot of people, I think doors are our most popular, but I'm a fan of both. I love having the access just to be able to stuff things in there. And so you can put these on either side. So if you ordered a door and a bungee and you're sitting in here and you're like, well, I think I'd rather have my bungee on that end, you can do that as you're building them. So you can do door, door, bungee, 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 door, door, bungee, however you see fit. And again, you can build all this stuff inside your van if you're on the road. Find a nice table like this. Shoot, you can even build it on your kitchen table or kitchen countertop or whatever. So all this stuff is really light and durable and fairly easy to assemble. Not too many, it's not too, like if you think about it, compared to a lot of furniture these days, there's not a whole lot to it when you're assembling the whole thing as far as nuts and bolts go. So this will be the front. And again, if you've watched our other videos, the tops are always the part that have this 90 and 90 degree bend. So those are always the tops. And then the bottoms are flat like this with just 190. And then same thing for the back piece, which would go like this. Now we need an end. And a lot of them are marked. If they're never not marked, I'll show you how to determine what it is. But this is the right end, and that's what we need now. And how you would be able to tell this is the right end is because of the hinge for the desktop. So you wouldn't have this on this end because it wants to flip that way. So it would be on this end like this. So that's the end I need right now. And let's get some tools. Let's put all this out here. All right, so we'll start with the back. And basically, you have these two studs coming out here and these two slots here. And we are going to fit them right on like that. And then I'm going to take two nuts, lock nuts, and I'm going to get them started. And then once I get that started, we're going to go ahead and lock those down, tighten this. And if you're more comfortable, you can get everything going, hand tighten everything, and then go back and tighten it all down. But we've done this enough where I don't need to do that. I just want to make sure that this bottom piece is flush. So when I'm tightening it down, I want this to be flush right here. I don't want it to be like that or on the inside. Just want to get it as flush as I possibly can because it's going to sit right on that piece. 7/16 socket wrench, or you could use the wrench that's supplied. Obviously this would take a lot longer, but if you don't have any tools and maybe you live in your van and you're traveling in your van, you can do it all with this. You don't need any other tools than what we supply you. This is the way to do it though. This is a lot faster, or you can use the ratchet as well. So now that I got those hand tightened, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna crank those down. And right off the bat, I don't know if I like that. So see that little, so I'm gonna loosen that and I'm gonna be a little more aware. And now that's nice and flush. So just kind of pay attention and not hurry like I was doing. All right, now let's get the top. Now we'll do the front. And again, 90/90, that's the top. This is the bottom. Same idea. This one takes a little more. There's a bolt right here that holds this bracket on, so you kind of just got to go around that. Super easy though. All right, so same thing. This one now I want to focus more on this being flush here. So when I go crank this down, I kind of want to pinch this with my fingers. Just make sure we're good. Easy. Pretty easy. All right, so now we got this done, and if you watched our other video, we're gonna do the same thing. You build one side, and then we go build the other side, and then we will assemble them together. So this is the door one. I see the key there. I'll put that off to the side. There's no metal here. I'm not gonna scratch anything, so I can come right in here, open this up. There's my door. Get this back piece. Same deal. Let's get the GLSS passenger upper left. So that's this piece, just the opposite. Same thing, you know this is right. when this is here and it's coming out here. This is the left side. So we'll start the back again. We'll get this out of the way so I don't scratch it. Here's the back, here's the top, 90-90, you know that's the top. We'll slide it right over here, just like that. Grab 2 lock nuts. Get them started. Let's crank those down. Again, I'm holding the bottom, making sure that this is flush. All right, now we'll do the same thing for the front. Obviously this is the top, 90-90, 90 flat on the bottom. It slides over like so. 2 more lock nuts. All right, same thing. I want this front side now flush, so kind of push down with my finger. You can kind of open this up too to come in here at a straight shot. All right, so now both of these are built. I have my left side, I have my right side, just like this. Okay, now I'm gonna get my washer that you use to bolt these together. Same thing, you can only go one way, 90-90, these are always the tops. And we're gonna start off right in here, and you'll see that didn't work, right? So it means it has to go this way. All right, so getting this washer on, if you have a bungee, you can see this knot right here. You are going to have to take some slack out of this, and that's kind of like grabbing each piece, pulling it, and then taking this knot and kind of pulling it towards me like that. And then you can slide this in to lock down. Otherwise, when you try to slide this in, it just wants to hit the knot there in the bungee. So again, I'm taking slack, I'm pulling this out, and then I can slide this into the hole and then let it go. So it'll just take a little bit of finagling if you have bungee to put this on. And then once this is on, now you got your studs coming out of here. I could take this and slide that right over the left side. All right, so now I need 4 lock nuts. Get these started. All right. So got those going. So I'll start off the back. Again, I'm looking at this. I want it to be nice and even. I don't want one to be higher than the other. I want it as level as possible. Cool. Same thing up on the top one. Same thing over here. Now I'm worried about this top here. I want to make sure this is nice and flush. Good. Okay. Top one, and then the top one, remember, you're just going to open up the door, and then that way you get a straight shot at this one if you're using a drill. It'll just make your life easier regardless, just having that extra space there. Okay, now that's done. All right, so the next step is, before we put the top on, we are going to bolt this onto the lower bench seat. So I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna come in here, put these to the side because these are our bottoms. These are our floors. And then I'm gonna grab the passenger side, get that on the table. And then we're gonna take this. So the cool thing about our whole system is, you saw in the earlier video of building this, if you have a wood top and a bench seat, awesome. Maybe a year down the road, you decide you want a desk, you want to start working out of your van, you could take that wood top, the cushion off, store it in storage, your garage or whatever, and then get the upper cabinet. And then we're gonna bolt the upper cabinet with the floors in there onto this lower, and then we're gonna add our desktop on here, and then we're gonna install it into the van. So pretty cool that you can add all this stuff at a later date as well. I do want to note that if you were to order this for like the Storyteller, you really wouldn't want the desk part because it sticks out too much and the gap back here would look ugly. So if this was in the Storyteller, like the pictures on our website, I take these brackets off. So I just unscrew them back here, get in there with a wrench, two bolts, take these brackets off, and then I can butt this right up against the wall on the Storyteller, put a wood top on there, and then like the wood top that you would have on your, that comes with your bench seat, you can put that on here and then just screw that down. You can throw a couple screws in with all these gaps here and screw that wood top on, and that way you have a little platform putting your gear when you're getting ready to go outdoors. Okay, so now we're getting ready to bolt this on top. There's a couple ways to use your floors. My favorite way is to just put the floor on here, like so, kind of line it up, and then take this upper cabinet and then put that on there and then run the bolts down and then just make sure everything's nice and clean and even. The reason I like that is because if I ever want to take this off, all I got to do is undo the bolts in here, the 12 bolts, pop these off, and let's say I want to put this on so I have some, so I can kind of like put storage down where it's a little bit taller, then I can pop these off really easy. The other way to do it is when we're building the upper cabinet, before you put the washer on, this is the middle piece, you would put your floor in here on the bottom, on both sides or on the sides that you want a floor, and then you would mirror and bolt your two pieces together. Because now trying to get this floor in there now is impossible. So you can't get the floor in once you've already added the washer. There's just no way that it can go in there. So you either have to do it before you put this piece or do it like I like it, where I'm always changing things up, where I'll just put it right here first and then line my holes up, then put my cabinet up and go that route. So your choice. All right, so we should have 12 bolts here to bolt the top down into the lower base. And so first what you want to do is, I like to find one spot, and you can just take like this little hex wrench or whatever and just kind of line it up and get one hole dialed in like that. And then I'll come in here and then get that started. Just get one going. Cool. Then I can kind of work my way around to the next one. And again, I'll use this hex wrench that we supplied and kind of just put that in the hole. Just get it started, finger tight. Same thing over here. Pretty simple. And if that lines up correctly, all the ones in the back should line up. And again, maybe you have to do the same process, which makes sense, right? There you go. So see, that didn't work without doing it this first. All right, that's 4, so 8 more to go. All right, so now I can come back in here and I can start getting these a little tighter. And again, if you look up front, this is my main. I don't really care what the back looks like, to be honest. I want this to be nice and flush. I want it to be flush on the ends, flush on the front. So there's a little bit of play, right? I can pull everything nice and just make sure it looks really clean from the front, and then I can come in here and start cranking these down. And if you have a hex bit on for your ratchet as well, it'd be a lot faster to put this on your ratchet and crank that down, or on your drill as well. All right, so that's it. This is bolted down. It's ready to be installed. The next step we would do is actually put the top on, which I think I'll just do it out here instead of in here. It'll make it a lot easier. So I got to cut these tabs. These just come already pre-zip tied to keep the cylinder closed, the gas strut closed during shipping. Pop those off, okay? And then now we can get the top put the top on, and then once the top's on, we'll go inside, install this to the inside of the Revel. And then the top, same thing, black laminate, Baltic birch ply in between. We got these little rubber stoppers, so when you're going down a road, it's not gonna make any rattling noise. And then you have three threaded inserts, so it can only be one way, right? So we want this side out here, just like that. We'll line all that up, and then I'll go over there and start on that side and get a screw in there, and then we'll get this bolted down and then get it inside the van. One of the things too that I want to point out is when we're boxing all of our tables and wood tops for the Pro Series and now the desktop, we like to pack them really good in these boxes, but a lot of times you'll throw this box away and all the hardware in there to install it is in here. So make sure when you're opening up these boxes for your installation that you're checking. We usually, you know, to save on box space and materials and everything, a lot of times these things are gonna kind of be hidden in here. So just take the time to go through and make sure you have all the hardware and everything before you throw this box away. Okay, now that I have all the hardware, and you know the secret spot that it was in the box, we can take these 6 bolts out and the little hex wrench and start lining these things up. So it's pretty easy. You can see this first one's gonna be right here. So I like to get these started. And then you can play with this. There's a little play to line that up, right? So you just kind of can twist that a little bit or just kind of play with that a little bit just to get it started. Again, get it started with your fingers so you know you're not cross-threading. And then you can come in here and then I can lock this down. Tighten that up. I don't want to get too tight because I might have to make an adjustment on the inside. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'm going to bring this all the way back here. Try to line that up. Right with that hole. Again, if you can screw it in with your fingers, you know you're not cross-threading it. So that's the key. If you can't, just move it around a little bit, give yourself a little bit of play. Okay. Now we got that. And I believe we should be able to pop this up and bring it like this. Just be careful that's not top heavy and it falls over on you. Now I have more space to get in here and screw this on. And essentially, you could do it this way as well, where pop the springs and then put the board on and get in here and do it as well. You don't have to do it the hard way like I like to do sometimes. Again, see that? Like the holes don't line up, but if I push that bracket in, I can get that hole to line up. See that? Get that by hand. Let's do this middle one. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and crank these down. Okay. Go over here, same thing. As long as they all line up, makes it pretty darn easy to get in here. Okay. Now I should just be able to close this up. Just like that. And that is done. Look how nice that is. Okay. And then we're gonna take this now and I'm gonna put it inside. And this is the easiest part, is basically I'm coming over here first. I'm gonna take that L bracket, I'm gonna lift it up, get it over my stud, come in here, pick this up over the stud there, gonna slide it out a little bit, give me a little play to get this knob started. Okay, once I get it started, now I can slide it back. I can reach in there and just finish it up, get it nice and tight. Okay. Okay, then the next one, your foot plate. It's gonna slide right over. The stud like that. You're gonna take your knob, crank that down. And there you have it. There is your desktop. So we did a couple new improvements with a little angle here, so when you're walking in, both from the inside and the outside, it's not a sharp edge. And then this just comes right out. And now you have an absolute wonderful platform to work on, eat, do business, play games, play cards. It's absolutely super sturdy, especially with it bolted down to the studs. And it just gives you a nice place to hang out again and dine and have drinks and just really enjoy every square footage of your Winnebago Revel. And then once it's down, it goes right back into place. Absolutely gorgeous, plenty of room to come in and out of your van. And again, that easy. If you work back here a lot, I like to put a little like a cylinder pillow or just some type of pillow in the back here to kind of give you a little bit of lumbar support when you're sitting here. It makes it more comfortable if you're sitting here for long periods. But this is absolutely a beautiful, nice system. And even when you're not using it as a desk, you can put a TV monitor up here. You can put computer monitor up here, laptop, watch TV, hang out, and it just ends up being a really cool storage system. And then not only that, obviously, we got killer storage in here. What is the most important, you got storage here with the bungee box. Door opens up here so you can get things on the end. Door opens here. So it's easy to access all your gear, all your storage, and it's all put away. And then it also has a decent size aisle still as well to put other gear when you're traveling right here. So that's it. That's your passenger side GLSS Pro with the desktop. Next, what we're gonna do, stage 3, is we are going to build the H2O storage box that gets bolted down to the Passenger Pro here. And we'll show you what that looks like, and we'll get that all assembled for you next.